most of the time from what I've seen with different people and taking on something new or wanting to do something as simple as working out, getting in shape, whatever the case it is, man. A lot of times people run into the issue of you try something for a couple of weeks or a month or two, and then you come to the conclusion that it doesn't work, or this isn't for me, or this is not going to work, when you've only done it for a few repetitions or a limited amount of time without actually seeing what the end case is. And I've been doing entertainment as far as, digital art, music, and other things various within that, e-com and all that kind of stuff for a decent amount of time, right? 8 years plus. And it's crazy, man. You see a lot of people who started and quit, or some people who may have seen one viral moment, or they had a moment where, they were doing well, but then they kind of fell off. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy because a lot of people will start something that they don't want to really finish, or they'll get into something and they don't really know if this, and that's part of it too. But at the same time, when it becomes a problem is when you start to complain, when you start to say, I don't know why I can't see the results, or I've been doing this for so long, when for you, so long is only what, a couple of weeks or 1 or 2 months. And then you're saying it doesn't work when there are people out here that you see their highlight reel and you're seeing how much they've been able to accomplish. Little do you know that this was years and years on top of work. Yeah, you see a few people on the side here that'll, get lucky, and then they'll make their courses, they'll sell their bullshit, they'll talk their shit, and they'll say, oh, I did this in 3 weeks, or I did this in a couple of months, or I did this in half a year, and you can too, and all that fluff, right? But these people are the exception. And of course, we move into 2026 now. It's well known that a lot of these people, they're saying that stuff, and the money that they're making, that they're using to flex all these nice stuff or show off all these things on social media, is being made off of the courses or off of the BS that they're selling to people. And that's the funny thing, man. That's the funny thing. Because, yeah, I've heard it plenty of times where, people will say, if you're really making the money that you claim to be making, why do you need a course? Or why are you out here selling a course? Or why are you out here pushing, the mentorships and all that kind of stuff? Because if you're really making the money, if you're really in the trenches doing this kind of stuff, you don't have that time to be doing that. Yeah, I can get behind that to an extent, because I've seen plenty of people do that. But I've also seen, working as a sales closer in the past and working with some of these business owners, it's a little bit of both sometimes. They've made a decent amount of money, definitely a lot more than the average person. But then on top of that, they add another revenue stream of selling a course, or a legitimate course, and not some BS, a legitimate course, or selling a mentorship on top of that to add to their income that they're already making. But it's unfortunate that the majority of people that are doing this and going that direction are in that situation, are putting themselves in that situation where they're just bullshitting, bro. And that's really what it is, man. But I don't even need to go down that direction. That stuff is well known. At the end of the day, that's not the video for it. Baseline, consistency, man. Keeping at it day in and day out. I don't know. From what I've heard, it depends on your goals. At the end of the day, I guess it depends. I would say it goes back to your goals and what you're looking to accomplish. If it's more so just money, then maybe it might make more sense for you to try something. If it's really just money that you're looking for, to try something for a few weeks or a couple of months and seeing if that's something for you. But if it's really going back to something you want to do and legitimately do, like let's say it's more of, I want to be a big time actor, right? And you pay for we're going back to the courses. You pay for a course, try it for 3 weeks, and it doesn't work. And then you go back to saying, oh yeah, I want to be an actor, but I don't know what the hell. I don't know. Nothing works. You paid for a course. Let's say you dropped $3,000 on it. Didn't work after you tried it for 3 weeks. You went to an acting class. You went for 2 days, or you went for a week, and you said it didn't work. Those are the kind of things we're talking about here. You're dabbling into little things, and you're saying they don't work, and you haven't made a legitimate effort on those things for an extended amount of time to actually see if this is a legitimate thing for you, if this actually works for you. And that's the problem a lot of times that people run into. And another perfect example, I got another guy, and again, this is more on the, you can make some serious money, but it's more on understanding how the markets work and not letting yourself fall into the hundreds of thousands of traps that you can fall into. But Forex, I got a guy that he's been in Forex for, I think, about 6 to 7 years, right? And I'm led to believe this man has just been on and off because he said he's been on it for 6 to 7 years, but he's still in the red. He's still in the red. And sometimes I'll check in on him and say, how's the Forex thing going? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm still working on it. I'm still doing it. But, at the end of the day, you can still say he's consistent, but how much work is he actually putting towards that every day? Or is he doing it, let's say, one time out of the week or one time in a month, or just looking at it and messing around with it? So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's consistent, but how consistent is he? That's another thing too. So again, it comes down to having a system, figuring out what exactly it is you want to do and sticking to that. And of course, if things aren't working, you don't quit and say, this doesn't work. If this is something you legitimately want to do, or if it's again just money that you're looking for, which that's what you're looking for, that's you, figure out where the holes are, figure out what isn't working for you, and adjust. Get the help you need. We live in the digital age. There's help all over the place. Look at the resources that you have and figure out what's not working and adjust. We've heard it plenty of times. You don't change the vision, you don't change the plan, but you change the system. If the system ain't working for you, don't change the plan that you have, the vision that you have. You change the system. What isn't working for you? Figure out what it is, adjust, and keep going. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. A lot of people, they'll claim the stuff that doesn't work. I mean, something as simple as working out too. Again, you claim, I can't get in shape. I can't figure this working out stuff out. I'm still gaining weight. Bro, we're living in 2025, moving to 26. Resources are all over the place. What do you enjoy doing as a person? Have you figured yourself out? Do you enjoy jumping rope? Do you enjoy running? Do you enjoy calisthenics, bodyweight training? What do you enjoy? Have you figured that stuff out about yourself? Have you figured that stuff out first? Because that plays a huge role too. If it's more of, I don't care about any of that stuff, man, I just want to be in shape. Okay, cool. There's plenty of videos, hundreds of thousands of videos, bro, if not millions, all over YouTube. There's well over millions, bro, on YouTube, all over the place. YouTube is free, bro. Figure out what exactly it is that you want to do. Get a plan. Make a plan. How do I make a plan? Plenty of videos on that too, bro. Free resources online. I have free resources online. All over the place, man. When it comes down to you taking action and moving towards whatever it is that you envision for yourself, at the end of the day, it's on you. You can get all the motivation you want, but if you're not moving forward, what is it for, bro? So that's what it is. Consistency and attacking forward. At the end of the day, if you don't have a system, you find yourself in a position where maybe you are consistent, but not nearly as consistent as you need to be. Or I don't even think consistency is the word. You're just in and out. You're messing around with it. You started for a month, you stop for 2, and then you jump back for another week, and then you stop again. That's not really consistency, bro. That's can't even think of the word, but you're all over the place. So you got to have a system, and that's how you get yourself into a rhythm.